Welcome all of you. Today in this session, we are going to deal with the what is meant by tidal energy and how we are converting the solar energy into some different forms of energy. So here, the tidal energy is a form of hydropower, and that converts the energy obtained from tides into useful forms. That is basically the energy here. The energy that we are generating from the tidal are from the hydropowers. So here we are just converting that hydropowers into our different forms of useful powers. That is mainly electricity purpose, and we can use this tidal power as for generation of different kinds of power resources. That's electricity is also main thing there. Then the tide is created by gravitational effect. How the actually tides are generated, that is they are tides are formed because of gravitational effects of the sun and moon. Wherever a gravitational force between the sun and moon are more, then generation of tides will be more. So you people can observe this tide effect at the time of uh, season wise. So in full moon day, what happens, the gravitational force between the earth and sun is increases. So for that purpose, the tidal energy is also increases. So in a black moon day, what happens, black moon day, there will be no obstacle, there is no gravitational there is no much gravitational attraction between the sun and moon and earth. So at that time what happens, the tide generation of tides will be less. So you people need to remember that because of the gravitational effects between the sun, moon and earth causes the cyclical movement of the seas. This creates the tides. Then commonly planned for tidal power plants facilities involved meeting a tidal dam barrage with sluice across a narrow bay. So the commonly planned for tidal power facilities involve the erecting of tidal dam or barrage or with a sluice across a narrow bay. Normally, the tidal power plants are located at the facilities involved with the tidal dams, erected of tidal dams or barrages, some barrages, or with the sluices. The sluices that are placed at the constructed at the dam sites. So in that sluice across a narrow bay also we can generate the tidal power. And this is a some pictorial representation of tidal power plant. See here is the tidal basin. From this tidal basin continuously water will be flowing. This is a tidal barrage. Below the barrage turbines will be placed. So these turbines rotates whenever a continuous water will be flowing from high water level to low water level, that is for ocean regions. It's a turbine tunnel. So this is a sluice gate. These sluice gates will be closed whenever the requirement of power is less. So these sluice gates, depending upon the generation, how much amount of power we need to generate. So based upon that calculations, we can increase the or decrease the length of the gates. As the tide flows in or out, it creates an uneven water flow. Tides may comes at season wise. It's an uneven process. So depending upon that uneven water levels on either side of the barrage, the sluice is opened and water flows through the low head hydro turbines to generate the electricity. In order to normally the sluice is opened and water flows through a low head hydro turbines through the low head hydro turbines to generate the electricity. For a feasible barrage, the difference between the high and low tide must be at least 5 meters. Normally what happens here, a feasible barrage, the barrage which are feasible for this, the difference between the high tides, there is a 5-meter gap should be between the high tides and the low tides. So these high tides and the low tide difference creates a potential differences. These potential differences causes the rotation of the turbines, and automatically what happens, the electricity will be generated. So what are the different sources of tidal energy? Here we can see the what are the n number of tidal different energy sources. That is, the tides are the waves. Normally tides are nothing but the waves. These are caused due to the gravitational pull of the moon and the earth. and the sun. There is a, as I told in the previous slide, the tides are generated because of the gravitational forces between the moon and the sun. So this moon and the sun pulls the gravitational pull waves into the converts that is the tidal waves. And this rise of seawater is called high tide, and fall of seawater is called low tide. So there are two types of tides, then the high tide and the low tide. Whenever the seawater rises, that is due to the gravitational forces between the sun earth or moon and earth. As the gravitational force increases, this raises the seawater level. So automatically what happens? High tides are coming. Similarly, when the gravitational force is less, the low tides are coming. Then this process of rising and falling of water waves happens twice a day and causes enormous movement of water. During normally the sunrise time and the sunset time, what happens? There will be a rising and receding of water levels. So this is causes the movement of water from high level to low level. And when the moon, the earth and the sun are in a straight line, that is whenever the moon, sun and earth are in the straight line, the highest tides are called spring tides occur. Whenever the moon, earth and the sun at the time of normally, what happens? The spring tides, these spring tides are of normally straight line, the highest tides. So these highest tides creates the spring tides. And when the earth, moon and the sun are at right angles, whenever the earth, moon are right at each other, then lowest tides called neap tides. Spring tides, neap tides. So neap tides are called lowest tides, spring tides are called highest tides. And the commercially ocean energy can be used to generate the electricity in the form of in the following ways. There are two to three types of ways are there to generate electricity, that is tidal energy by using dams, wave energy, that is using the kinetic energy of the ocean. Tidal energy, as I told in the previous slide, that is this is in the form of tidal energy, that is normal placed at the dam sites. This is a tidal energy generation. And the wave energy, normally these wave energy in order to generate the electricity from the wave energy, what happens? It's used as a kinetic energy. So this kinetic energy, what happens? There will be continuous flowing of water levels molecules. So because of that kinetic energy, what happens? Electricity is generated. Then ocean thermal energy. It focuses on the temperature difference between the warm ocean surface water and the deep sea cold water. So what happens normally in the ocean? There will be a warm water at the surface of the sea, and there will be deep cold water at the cold water at the sea depth of sea at the depth of the sea. So this temperature difference creates a pressure, and this pressure forms the formation of different tides, and these tides can be used to generate the electricity. Because of the temperature difference between the surface water and the deep water, what happens? It creates a pressure difference. This pressure difference makes the rotation of turbine. Okay, see this. This is a surface of the water. This is the deep water levels. So here there will be a continuous flow of continuous creations of tides and waves. These tides and waves makes the rotation of the turbines. And after rotating the turbine, what happens? Electricity is generated. So wherever we can get the tidal energy, that is availability of tidal energy, that is gravitational forces between the moon, the sun and the earth causes dramatic rise. So this is the basic point that people need to remember at the tidal energy, that gravitational forces or gravitational differences between the moon, sun and earth causes the creation of tides, that is for high tides and low tides. Then moon exerts more than twice as great force on the tides and as the sun due to much clear position of the earth. So when the moon and the earth, our positions are very clear, are at the straight angles or at the right angles, then automatically what happens? Our high tides and the low tides are forming. So tides closely follows the moon during rotation around the earth. These tides are normally follows the rotation of the moon. It follows the moon when the earth rotates around its axis. So normally depending upon the position of the moon, the tides are varies. The rise of water in ocean due to moon's gravitational pull tide cycle. Okay, receding of water as water moon moves away from the moon to land and reducing its gravitational forces. And tidal energy available. The amplitude or height of the tides waves is a very small as compared to the other waves. The amplitude or height of the tide waves is very small in the open sea, where it measures several centimeter in center of the wave distributed over hundreds of kilometers. So what it means, normally turbines are placing at the surface of the oceans, and this whenever the tides are coming, automatically the turbines which are placed on the surface of the ocean will rotate, but the height and amplitude of these tide waves are smaller compared to others. However, this tide can increase dramatically when it reaches contention shelves and bring huge masses of water into narrow bays, and the river estuaries along a coastline. So these tides in the Bay of Fundy in Canada are the greatest in the world. So this is the just example of tides that are the example that is the greatest tide that occurred at Bay of Fundy in Canada with amplitude of between 16 to 17 meters. Tidal power generations in India. What are the different places that we have tidal power plants? That is, first thing is the Gulf of Cambay, that is at Gujarat. It's for the normal tidal height of that is 11 meters, normally 6.7 average meters. The estimated power plant potential, that is the estimated power generation is about 7,000 megawatts. And in the Gulf of Kutch, that is in Gujarat, the normal tide heights are about 8 meters, and the estimated power generation is about 12,000. Next is the Ganges Delta. The Ganges Delta in the Sundarban West. The Ganges Delta in the Sundarban West Bengal. That is in the West Bengal. That is at the delta region of the Ganges in Sundarban. The normal height of the tides are 5 meters with the estimated power potential that is 8,000 megawatt. That is the data. That is the data that available in our India. So what are the various countries that are in the leading for the generation of tidal power plants are that France, total about 24 to 40 megawatt installed capacity. UK, that is Britain, it's 8,560 megawatts. Russia, the 0.4 megawatts. Canada, 18 megawatt. The China, it has a 3.9 megawatt. There are some countries which have the tidal power plants. Now, there are different types of tidal power basin. That is, a basin system is the most practical method of harnessing tidal energy. A basin is very much essential and very much required for generation of the electrical energy from the tidal power plants, which was created by the enclosing a portion of sea behind erected dams. See, normally these basins are placed at the sea behind the dams which are erected, the sea behind erected dams. So the places where the basin are there, so the basin, at that places normally tidal plants are placed, and the dam includes a sluice that is open to allow the tide to flow into the basin. So what happens, this dam, normally the dams includes a sluice. Sluice is nothing but the place where the water is storing. So this sluice is open to allow the tide to flow into the basin. The basin is the place where we get continuous water from the sluice. And during the rise period and then sluice is then in the closed. So whenever our requirement of power is more, then they raise the slides, they raise the basin, and then sluice is then closed. After some period, the sluice will be closed. There are two types of basins here, that is single basin system and two basin system. So in the single basin system, what happens? A single water reservoir is closed off by constructing dam or barrage. Normally, the single water basin, the single water reservoir are there, where a construction of dam or barrage. It is closed, enclosed. The total sea water will be enclosed by the dam or a barrage. This is called a single basin system. The next thing is one-way single basin system. In one-way single basin system, the basin is filled by the sea water passing through the sluice gate, and during a high time period. During high time period, what happens? The basin is filled with the sea water and which is passing through the single gate, sluice gate. That is normally water will be stored at some places, and at the same time, what happens? The sluice gate will be opened during a high time period. Then power is generated till level of falling tides coincides with the level of next rising time. That is here when after closing, after falling the tides, after they have to keep maintain the one level of water level. They have to maintain a level of water. So whenever the tides are falling, then it coincides with the level of next rising tide. It has to be coincide with the next rising tide. Until then, it will be falling down. Till that time, the power will be not generated in the one way single basin system. So in a two way single basin system, what happens? The system allows power generation from water flowing from sea to basin at low tide and moving back to the sea. So there will be some places where the tides are entering into the places and returning back to the sea. So at that places we can generate the power, that is from the rotating the turbines when the tides are moving from sea to earth, and this is a one way, and in other way the same tides moving back to the sea. At that time also we can rotate the turbines. So this is a two-way single basin system, and it has a drawback of intermittent power supply and harnessing of only about 50% available energy. So two-way basin system. It regulates the power output of an individual tide, but it cannot take care of difference in outputs between the spring and neap tides. Spring tides are nothing but high tides, neap tides are nothing but low tides. So there will be a difference. The difference between the outputs of these regulates the power output of individual tide. Power output of individual tide. This difference makes the power output of individual tide, and a constant and continuous output is maintained by suitable adjustment of turbine valves. A turbine valves will be there, and these by maintaining the adjustment of this turbine valves, constant and continuous output is maintained. Constant and continuous output. And when tidal power plant producing more energy than the required, so at some point what happens, a power plant is not necessary because we can get the power supply from the other sources. So at that time we can make sure that the pumped storage plant utilizes the surplus power for pumping the water to the upper reservoir. So amount of the remaining total amount of water that are remaining at the sluice, this can be pumped back to the upper reservoirs. So this is the extra availability of equipments, availability of technology. And when the output of the tidal power plant is low, the pumped storage plant generates electric power and feeds into the system. So whenever depending upon the output of the tidal power, that is whether maybe it is high or low, we can make the technologies, we can make the arrangements. So when the tidal power plant is low, when the output of the tidal power plant is low, the same we can generate the power from the storage plants. If the availability of power is high, then what we can do, we can store the water, that availability of surplus availability of water to the store at the reservoirs. So based upon the output of the power plant, we can use the system. And two basin system, this is a pictorial representation of two basin system. So this system close to each other operate alternately. This is a same power plant, but after its differential. The one basin generates power when the tide is rising. This one basin generates the power when the tide is rising, and the other basin generates the power when tide is falling. In the both plants, in the both basins, we can generate the power, but depending upon the availability of tides. So one basin can generate the power at the high tides, and the other basin can generate the power at the low tides. And the two bases The two bases may have a common powerhouse or may have separate powerhouse of each other. So depending upon the availability, depending upon the requirement, we can have the powerhouses, one from the one or two. Depending upon the requirement, we can have the powerhouses. So one is generating power during tiding cycle and the other is generating during emptying. Entering the one basin may generate the power at the time of entering and other at the time of leaving. So you can observe, people can observe in the figure that following shown here. That is, the basin 1 can generate the power at the time of entering or at the time of leaving. If the basin 1 generates power at the time of entering, then automatically basin 2 is for leaving. And if basin 1 can generate at the time of leaving, then basin 2 can generate at the time of entering. So based upon the availability and the requirement of power, we can generate the electricity. So what are the different advantages? What are the different advantages of tidal power? So mainly about 2/3 of Earth's surface is covered. So as we know that about 75% of our Earth contains waters. So there is a lot of scopes that to generate tidal energy on large scale. So this is the best and good example of that is the advantage of tidal power. And the techniques to predict the rise and fall of tides as they follow the cyclic fashion and prediction of energy availability is well established. And the energy density of tidal energy is relatively higher than the renewable energy sources. So when compared to other renewable energy sources, the density of tidal energy is high. And this tidal energy is a clean source. There is no pollution causing or there is no disturbances for generation of electricity. So it is a clean source of energy and does not require much land. There is no requirement of land. First of all, there is no requirement for land in generation of tidal power and other resources. That is for harnessing power. The inexhaustible source of energy. As we know that there is 75% of water that available on Earth. So this is inexhaustible source. And the environmental friendly energy and does not produce greenhouse effects. As that's why I told that in the first previous lines, is a clean source of energy. So whenever we get the clean source of energy, then there will be no production of greenhouse effects. The efficiency of tidal power generation is far greater than the compared to coal. So when compared to coal, solar and wind energy, the efficiency is around 80%. Efficiency when compared to other sources, the efficiency is high, that is 80%. Despite fact that the capital investment construction is high, only the thing is high, even though capital investment is high, the running and maintenance cost is very less compared to other sources. The life of tidal power plant is very long. This is the main advantage of tidal power, that the life will be very high. So what are the main disadvantages? Normal disadvantages of tidal power plants, that is, as we know that capital cost is high. And it is unpredictable intensity of sea waves. The aquatic life is influenced adversely. The energy generated is not much high, and low tides occurs only twice, because during sunrise and sunset time only we can get a high number of tides. So we can get there twice times. And the actual generation is for short time period. The tides only happen twice a day. The technology is still not cost effective. This is the most disadvantage. That is, more technical advancements are required here. Very much disadvantage of tidal power is unpredictable intensity of sea waves. That is the most disadvantage of these tidal power plants. What are the main problems that we can face at the time of exploiting the tidal energy? Are the places where tidal energy is producing are far away from the places where it is consumed. The generation side will be far away from the load side. So we need more transmission and distributions, and we can invest more on transmission distributions. So this is the one kind of problems that we can face. That is, the generation sites are far from the load sites. The intermittent supply. So as we know that there will be no continuous forming waves that availability. So this is the intermittent supply. The cost and environment problems of particularly barrage systems are less attractive than some other forms of renewable energy. The cost, the disadvantage of using this cost the disadvantage of using the tidal and wave energy, and determinant is the cost of those plants. And alternatively, the ecosystem of the bay damages, such as the reducing the flushing wintering and erosion, and this can change the vegetation of the area and disturb the balance. So this is the main disadvantage, that we need to exploit the tidal energy. In order to exploit the tidal energy, the ecosystem of the bay and the vegetation of the area is the disturbed in the balances. So this tidal energy has the several prerequisites that make it only available in small number of regions. So as this tidal energy has the several prerequisites, and this may make it only the availability in the small number of regions. So this is the very important point, important aspects for the examination also. What are the main problems that we can face for exploiting tidal energy? Disadvantages, advantages, single way, two way basin systems, single way basin systems. So the basin system, not all the basin systems, what are the different energy plants, scenario of tidal power in India and scenario of tidal power in world. So what are the places that availability of tidal energy, what are the different sources of tidal energy. So like this, you people can get the questions in your examinations in the from tidal energy part.